I'm standing awkwardly in the corner of my kitchen, trying to hide the fact that I'm pointing my phone directly at the oven. The timer dings and I call out, "Philip, can you check the garlic bread?" But he's in the living room singing at the top of his lungs. And I know he's heard me, but he's just totally ignoring me. So I call out again, "Philip, hey, the timer went off. Do you mind grabbing the garlic bread I just put in?" We've been together we've been together since we were 18. And now 2 years married, I've got something I have to tell him. Despite his Nashville performance, sorry. Oh my gosh. So, thank you. So, he comes over and I quickly prop my phone to the side and hit record. With his back to me, he leans over the oven and he opens the oven and he turns his head around and says, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, Suddenly there is steam coming out of the oven and an awful smell. He pulls the tray, puts it on top of the oven, and I ask sweetly, "Do you see a positive? Because I am hoping he sees the positive pregnancy test I have put in the oven along with the garlic bread." You know, been in the oven, And he says, "All I see is purple melted goop. What have you done now?" So I turn off the camera because this is not a good show, and I go over and see the melted goopy test, and I toss it in the trash. Eventually, I say, "We're pregnant. Yay, totally nailed it." Once Philip gets past the shock of smoke inhalation, his excitement starts to show. We are both so excited. This is our first pregnancy, and it still kind of doesn't feel real. Then one afternoon, I'm at work. I'm a pediatric nurse, and I'm with another older nurse doing what we've done 100 times before, which is sucking the snot out of little congested patients. So she's holding the kid down, and I'm putting the catheter down the kid's nostrils to get the goopy boogers, and the whole time I can't look because I'm retching and gagging to the side. She looks at me and says, "Oh my God, you're pregnant." And I'm like, "No." And she's like, "Mm-hmm." And I look away and I say, "How do you know?" And she just gives me a look. I ask her not to tell anyone because it's still just a little too early for that. A week later, I'm out with 3 of my besties. We meet at the same restaurant once a month. The server comes over, and my first friend says, "I'll have an electric blue lemonade." The second friend says, "I'll have a strawberry daiquiri." And the third friend says, "I'll have a Caesar." Then the server turns to me, and I say, "I'll have an iced tea." And all my friends turn and stare, and they say, and I just say, "I'm just so thirsty, you know?" Needless to say, they figured out very quickly. Then I decide it's time to tell my mom. I am the oldest of 5, and she doesn't have any grandchildren yet. I conveniently get this little locket that's got 4 spots for photos. I put a picture of Granny, a picture of her, a picture of me, and a little piece of paper that says, "Baby coming soon." How sweet! I give it to her, and she bursts into tears. And her tears make me cry. This is the first time I cried because I'm like, holy shit, this is real. This is happening. I start daydreaming about how to tell more people. I am so excited to tell my siblings. My little sister has a birthday party coming up. And I decide I'm going to do it then, to gross her out that we had sex. I'm gonna get her a t-shirt that's got Auntie's best workout buddy. And I'll get my own that says, "Keep calm and baby on." Oh, how I love Etsy. I'll give my sister her present, and as she opens it, I'm going to, bam, expose my shirt for all to see. I also daydream, most importantly, about the big official Facebook announcement I'm going to post, which I plan to do a little after the 12-week mark. Coincidentally, on Family Day. Something cutesy like, "Our family is growing," with Philip and I sitting in a tree, you know, Kissing. We might have fell out of the tree. But that's not for a few weeks yet. I'm still only 8 weeks pregnant. I'm back at work, and the elder nurse clearly hasn't told anyone yet, or at least I don't think she has. I am sitting on a bed alone with my 8-year-old patient. We're playing the board game Sorry. We're laughing and joking, and suddenly he stops, points at my belly, and says, "It's a girl." What? How do you know? He just simply shrugs and says, "I just know. Anyways, your turn." Then my daydreams really start to explode because I think he's right, that my baby's a girl. I just think about her all day, every day, thinking about getting our nails done, ears pierced, hair dyed, all the things. I'm not really a girly girl, but I think she'll want to do this kind of thing with me. Then I think maybe when she's all grown up, we'll go on a mother-daughter cruise to the Bahamas and have margaritas together. At 9 weeks, I start to really feel the pregnancy in my body. There's a fullness in my stomach. I for sure can see that I'm pregnant, and I pop that picture right into the baby book. It's 3 days before my sister's birthday party. I have her t-shirt made, wrapped, and ready to go. Suddenly, I wake up in a dead sleep at 5 a.m. I feel like I'm being punched repeatedly on the inside. I'm thrashing around in bed, and Philip wakes up and asks if I'm okay. "Yeah, I think I'm fine, I just gotta pee." And I stand up, and I feel something. I run to the bathroom, sit on the toilet, and when I wipe, I see bright red blood. I feel like I've been struck in the chest by a soccer ball. I repeat to myself, "This isn't happening, this isn't happening." And I stumble to the kitchen, pop some Tylenol, and Google cramps, 12 weeks pregnant, blood. Google says, contact your doctor. And I start to panic more. And I keep scrolling and scrolling, trying to find more and more results. And I find one that says 1 in 3 pregnant women will experience bleeding in pregnancy. Whew, I'm okay. It's okay. Everything's fine. I'm clinging on to this belief because it cannot be something worse. This is not happening to me. So I go back to bed, but the cramping isn't stopping. At 7 a.m., we make the decision to head to Emerge. Although the cramping is actually not feeling too bad, I start to feel a little better. I think, maybe we don't need to go. I'm fine, but maybe we'll just get checked out just to be sure. Plus, Philip gets to see the baby on the ultrasound. The seasoned doctor tells me we won't know for sure until we do an ultrasound. But it is it's not abnormal to have bleeding around this time in a pregnancy. I am so relieved because he's like a senior doctor. He knows. At 9 a.m., the woman technician comes to take me for my ultrasound and says, "Sorry, I'm afraid you're gonna have to come by yourself." I'm lying there and she puts the goop on my belly and she won't show me the screen and she says nothing and I'm a little scared. Then she says, "I'm done," and I am taking deep breaths. I'm gonna take a deep breath. And I'm holding my belly and I'm willing her to leave the room. And as she does, I pop up before pulling up my pants and I look at the screen and I see this little circle that says no fetal pole. I quickly Google no fetal pole and what comes up is this means you're having a miscarriage. No, this is absolutely, there's gotta be a different explanation. So I think, oh my gosh, this has gotta be the other person's ultrasound picture on the screen. Or maybe no fetal pole means something totally different in ultrasound language. Or maybe it's their display page to keep crazy people like me from looking. I open the door where the tech is waiting and she takes me back to my room. I sit next to Philip and I say, and I mumble, "This isn't good." He takes his arm, puts it around me, and the door opens, and another younger doctor comes in. He says, "Hello, I'm the resident. It looks like you've had a miscarriage. The baby died at 9 weeks. This is called a missed miscarriage. Go home, take some Tylenol, your body still thinks it's pregnant is what a missed miscarriage is. Go home, take some Tylenol and Advil, and it will pass." Then he turns and leaves the room, and I think, no. I didn't get to ask him any questions. I didn't want to, because this would make this real. I'm thinking, oh my God, is this happening? It can't be. I already have all my announcements planned. And then I think, yes, it has to be, because the doctor just told me so. But he's only a resident doctor. Then Philip says, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. We sit there for a few minutes. We realize no one is coming to get us. So we get up and start walking disorientedly down the long white hallways, trying to find the exit. We go home in silence. As soon as we arrive at the house, I go to the living room, sit on my desk, not on it, but and I open my dinosaur laptop and I start typing. I write, Dear first baby, today, I can't write dead, I can't write miscarriage. Today we found out our truest and deepest love is now sleeping forever. Although you were only 3 months gestation, you were so well loved and referred to as Peanut by all of Mummy's friends. If you were a girl, which the 8-year-old boy obviously confirmed, you would have been named Amity Ella, which means friendship and harmony. And I found out even Daddy told all of his friends about you. And I write, and I write, and I write, and as I'm writing, tears are falling over, spilling onto the keyboard as I'm swiping them away, and I'm sobbing. And I realize what's coming out of me isn't just grief, it's love. So much love. The next day, the miscarriage completes as a giant dunk in the toilet. And the day after that, I go back to work like the world hasn't just stopped spinning. A part of me wishes that everybody did know that I was pregnant, that I was growing this little baby, and that that baby died. And another part of me is so glad they don't, because I don't know how I would function. Fast forward 8 years. I am sitting in a dance studio surrounded by 10 other pregnant women. I look down at my own round belly and I think, why did I sign up for this ridiculous pregnant women belly dancing class? It seemed like such a good idea, so fun, but then why bother? Why flaunting my belly around for all to see when I don't know that this baby is gonna live? But then I have a new thought, and that new thought is, even if this baby does die, that doesn't deny me of the silly fun memory and moment. I can still experience joy despite my fear. And I know that this understanding comes from Amity. Amity gave me the ability to hold despair and hope at the same time. And what an incredible thing to learn. Her pure brightness can make me brighter, even when the world is dark. So I get up, cue the music to Crazy in Love by Beyonce, and I dance. And 18 weeks later, our beautiful light of a daughter, Charlotte, is born. And I can't wait to share it with her one day.